Good morning, my Appa are back. Here's the plan. Number 1, reveal whether or not Foreman Manny was pulling my leg yesterday when he told me that they had finished all of the roof beams. Here's a clue. There's not many people up there today. There are a lot more people working on the north wall. If you've watched any of the earlier episodes, quite some time ago, you will know that I was rather overly fond of saying they are zipping along on walls. I think they will be zipping along on walls again today. There is some cleanup going on inside the house. There are still pieces of forms being removed. Beyond that, I'm actually not sure what they're going to be doing. So, given that I don't know what's going on, what could possibly go wrong? Well, we'll start the day here upstairs on the, well, this is the north side, and heading back west. So this was the area that yesterday, if you watched the drone footage, had not had the beams poured. It has now. It is done. All of the roof beams have been poured. Sorry, keep taking dizzy pills. They're still removing some of the forms from a couple of them. Mostly they're off. So we didn't quite go around the world in 80 days, but they did kind of go around the house in 80 days and finished all of the beams or the columns, everything, the basic frame of the house in 80 days, which I suspect maybe even surpasses their expectations. The engineer told me this morning, even he yesterday didn't expect them to finish these final beams. He thought that would be today, but they did it. So the question is going to be, what are they all going to do now? Part of the answer is they're going to take down more of the phenolic boards, the forms here underneath that second floor slab, which they started doing yesterday. So more of that will come out today. They will, of course, put the bracing back once the boards come out. But that's got about 5 or 6 guys downstairs working on that right now. But these areas over here, those boards are gone. And similarly, here over where the kitchen will be. So I think they've done probably, just looking around here, probably they've done at least 2/3 of the board removal. They'll have the rest down today, if indeed they are taking all of the rest down. And they are also just about to finish removing the rest of the forms from the stairs. Let's have a look underneath. I'm not sure if they've done underneath as well. Let's see. Yes, they have. And the cage has been attached to a fairly sturdy looking steel wire, which goes up to the pulley, which is actually not on the beam. That makes sense. They've got it on a piece of steel that juts out further, so it doesn't bang into the side of the house every time it goes up and down. So they're going to be trying that out today for the first time. North wall. We have got 8 guys working on this now. And just mixing up the first batch of concrete. You can probably, maybe, make out that we now have a number of columns in place. We have a number of the base tie beams in place. So those are about to get concreted in, at least the tie beam part. So, as I said, today will be about zipping along on walls, although they do have the obstacles of the trees to navigate as they go. So we'll keep an eye on whether they are actually removing all of them or whether they are working around some. Well, it's just after 2 o'clock, and so far today, life has kind of got in the way. We have 2 of our 3 grandsons here. third one on the way from Manila. Our granddaughter, Tiana, unfortunately is in Hong Kong, so I'm not sure when we'll get to see her again. But Lexus and Jacob are here, and Adio is on his way. Anyway, cage attached, and they were using it earlier on. So, it does work. With the pulley up there, and the diggerator pulling on this end. Actually, they use the truck first off, but the diggerator does the job just nicely. Inside, still a couple of guys beavering away in there. Still, basically it's kind of cleanup at the moment. There's more of the phenolic boards have come down. There's virtually none left. They're still taking out bits and pieces of scaffolding, although they are leaving the support bracing in place. So that's still got, well, in theory, another couple of weeks to go before they can remove these braces for the beams and slab upstairs. And here on the north wall, over the din of the concrete mixer, they're making good progress. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels up for the first 4 3-meter sections. And then there's a beam. So they are going to have an intermediate beam on this wall as well. And they also, at the end of 3 levels, if you can make it out, there is a rebar for additional support, a horizontal rebar going from this column, and I think it'll be extended the other way, going along all the way through. And then beyond the wall, trees being uprooted as they go and trench being dug. So far, they are removing all of the trees. We'll see if that needs to be continued all the way up. Well folks, a very short video today because these guys took up all of the time. Adio's just arrived down from Manila, and Jacob and Lexus have been here most of the day. So that came first. Let's see if Lexus, are you guys going to say hello to YouTube?
What's up?
Oh, Jacob's not. Adio, Adio,
Adio, you say hey.
Adio,
Adio.
Adio. No, he's not listening to me. So, yes, that was more important today. So I'll show you the last little bit and then we'll call it a day. So I think the progress today is really measured in the wall and the trenches and the holes for the footings. So, yep, so far they have removed all of the trees that are on the border. We will see whether these 2 are the next in line. But day of rest tomorrow. We'll see what happens on Monday, but we'll go and have one last look at the house. Inside here today, the focus was on removing scaffolding, removing what were probably the last pieces of the forms, the phenolic board, and then replacing, well, putting back the supports. There was quite a lot of cleanup going on inside as well. I mean, it may not look like it right now, but there was a lot of cleanup going on, both downstairs and upstairs. So, yes, very short video. Many of you might be quite relieved by that. But possibly normal service to be resumed on Monday. Enjoy what remains of the weekend, if you are indeed watching this halfway through the weekend. See you next week.